What up, what up? This is Datu Faison. I'm with ShayStar.com.
Time to work, and I always seem to have the pleasure to run into one of the hardest working people in the crowd. And look who I done ran into, Mr. Datu Faison. I mean, hello.
What up? How you doing?
I'm great now that I'm sitting here with you.
Okay, that's what's up. Having a good time tonight.
Man, absolutely. Like, Carl killed the stage.
House of Blues, Carl Thomas, Kay Savant. It was a great show, great turnout, full house, after party. It's all love here.
Yeah, that's where we're at right now, the after party. We getting it popping. I know you see all of the party favors sitting here, but you know, we're not gonna let that stop us.
Yeah.
But the reason why I had to sit down with you, and y'all already know I don't just sit down with anybody. You gotta be doing something. You gotta be contributing something. And this man right here has done so much behind the scenes. You can't Google him. You might find like one little small fuzzy picture, but you're not gonna be able to Google him and see nothing. And that's how you know that work is for real. So please let the people know who you are and what exactly it is that you do.
I mean, I started out in the business working behind the scenes, working at labels, you know, Def Jam. I worked at Billboard for like 5 years. I was head of promotions for Def Jam. I worked in distribution at Sony, and then I left there to do management and started working with Carl early on from the Emotional Project to the second album and to the So Much Better project up till, you know, just grinding it out. You know how it is, the hustle.
What is it about an artist like Carl that'll make you stick with it and ride it out? Because so many times when people go through this industry, they change labels, they change management, they change the people around them. So what was it about the bond between you and Carl that kept y'all together?
This is artistry. I mean, I felt he was always a talent. He's a hard worker. I felt that he was a genuine soul singer, you know, from the heart. You know, you could really feel from his lyrics and from his vocals what he does. He grinds, and in this day and age, there's not a lot of real singers anymore. You know, people are studio singers. People use Pro Tools and computerized and all that type of stuff. And you know, Carl has always been just a dynamic vocalist from the heart, like from back in the day. And you just feel the soul. So that I felt that from day one, and I think it still rings true today.
And you know, I talked about this with Case, I talked about it with Avant, I talked about it with Carl, and it's like, how do you feel from the other side, seeing your artist perform songs that he did over 10 years ago and to still see the same reaction as if he just dropped it yesterday?
I think that's just a testament to true music and the longevity of what happens when you have a quality album. I think what it is in the industry these days is labels are so focused on, you know, one song or no more artist development. You have one hot-ass record that's popping down south or in the Midwest or some market, and then you have a album that has no real content on it. And I think when you have a quality album that people can play from start to finish, people appreciate that. And also it brings back a certain nostalgia. So I mean, when people play Emotional or people play, you know, So Much Better, or when people play, you know, any of Carl's music, you know, Just Talk About It, you can play those albums from start to finish, and it takes you back to a certain time point in your life. You know, when you hear Summer Rain, when you hear I Wish, when you hear Emotional, you can remember exactly where you heard the record. And I think that's what music does to you. It connects people to a certain memories, a certain nostalgia. And I think great songs and great music does that. It time stamps music to people's lives. You know, it's the soundtrack to your life. And I think Emotional is that album. I think Carl has that music that is the soundtrack to a lot of people's lives. That's why people still love him today.
And y'all know it's not scripted. We just had the same exact conversation with Carl, and I was like, dude, you don't even understand how you might have just been writing because that's how you felt to write at the moment, but you were authoring things for other people. You know, it was this one song he did back in the day called Superstar. And I always tell him, you didn't know me, but I felt like you wrote that just for me. So it's amazing to hear somebody on the other side be able to have that same intuition or that same logic behind the record. And it's sad because music isn't what it was back in the day, you know? And we need the artists like the Carl Thomas, and we need the managers like you who are really dedicated, really doing this, coming from a place of contribution, who really just want to see the artist succeed and really have their best interest at heart. So, you know, I commend you definitely for all of your hard work as well, you know. Yo, this guy right here, he being like real humble right now, but I know, like, he is that dude right now, so it's an honor and a pleasure to be able to sit down and talk to you right now. I appreciate that.
Nah, I appreciate you coming out, and thank you for the support. And, you know, I think it's a testament to today that 13 years later, we're still here. You know, if you have a one-hit wonder person, you know, 2-3 years down the road, nobody cares, but 13 years down the road, we're still here to a packed house at the House of Blues, and that's a testament to what true artistry and true music is. So I appreciate you coming through and talking to me and talking to Carl and all the other real R&B artists here, because, you know, this is a true art form. You know, people make songs that survive the test of time, you know, and that's what it is.
And it's no gimmick. This is real.
This is real. It's real gifts.
You touching lives in the process.
Yeah.
We not all golden it and all that other bull crap. Like, no, not to hate on my hip hop artists and, you know, all of that, but like he said, this is real, and it's amazing for me even to be here right now, witnessing what I saw 13 years ago, and I'm 13 years older and wiser and more mature, and I appreciate it in a way different form now. So, you know, I'm happy to be here. I'm not gonna talk to y'all all night because I'm sure he ready to wind down and chill out. I'm ready.
Turn up time. You know?
Yeah, turn up time. Like, turn down for what? But ShayStar.com, we in the building. This won't be the last time you see him. He don't know it, but he's stuck with me now. Like, I'm just saying. I'm going on tour. He don't even know it yet.
I fuck with her, no doubt. She the realest. I fuck with her.
Word, man. We out of here. ShayStar.com. You already know what it is.